it's time for a little close-up. And it's also time for us to do a tissue pit, which they've already been in and done, I guess. They think that they've got better things to do than to jump in and out of the tissue pit. They might change their mind once their mom gets back to it. She's eating right now. She's definitely the big tissue pit lover here. Hi, did you hear me talking about you, Loom? So this is Loom. She's the mom of these kittens, and she's wearing the suit because she's had her space surgery, and she just needs to recover from that. Which I gotta check the calendar. It seems like that was long enough ago that maybe we could get her sutures out, or maybe that's this Friday. That would make more sense, I think. Anyway, we're here with the monochromatic all-orange tissue pit. And I know it looks more red on the regular stream, and I tried to play with the color a little bit to get it to be more accurate, true to life, but I'm just not having too much luck. But the reason it's all orange is because of Crunchyroll, who I've got to mention again because they're awesome people. And they sent the tissue for us to use this weekend during the big Crunchyroll expo. It's the Crunchyroll virtual expo again this year. And they used us last year as sort of a thing that people could do in between the real events at the Crunchyroll expo. So, if you were going from one panel to the next panel and you wanted to stop and look at some kittens along the way, then you could do that. And it would be our kittens. And we're going to do it again with them this year. And I think it's wonderful for them to include us at their expo this way and get a little extra attention for these kittens who still need adopters. So thank you so much to the Crunchyroll people. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And again, that's this weekend. You can look up the Crunchyroll Expo online, and I'm pretty sure that it's free again this year, and you can still sign up. It's not too late to sign up for the Crunchyroll Expo. There might be some stuff there that you really like. It's great to see the people in the chat saying how much they like Crunchyroll and anime, and that's awesome. So definitely sort of a good choice for the Crunchyroll people. I think a lot of crossover between people who like cats and people who like anything else, because everybody loves cats. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know what to do to get the tissue paper to be the right color on the regular stream, but I'll probably play with it a little bit. That's kind of why we're doing the test run too, is see what sort of bugs we've got to work out. And I also think that they're going to do, they're going to put together like a montage video of some of all of the things that happen at the expo, and I think they want to do that kind of ahead of time. So I think they're going to get some of this video from us for that purpose as well. I hope they do. Although I might be a little late on that. They asked me for it like last week, and I missed the email, and we'll see. So anyway, yeah. No, that's not true, folks. You don't have to be a dog person or a cat person. You can be a both person. That's definitely what you call a false dichotomy. I am a dog person myself, and also a cat person myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's Chevy with the blue collar and his sister Paisley with the sort of lavender collar. Although the buckle on there is blue, so that's... Anyway, she makes a lot of noise when she's fighting all the time, so that those little squeaks don't mean that he's bothering her too much. She could definitely get away if he was actually bothering her too much. She knows how to deal with these boys very well, but she likes to complain about it too. She's the biggest that way. She's the kind of kitten that will start a fight, and then the minute that the fight turns on her, then she'll start complaining about it. It's too cute. Hi. So this is, in the red collar there, we have Herringbone. Herringbone is the one with the little leg problem, which you can see he's putting weight on it and everything now. So obviously healing up pretty well. And then obviously Mom again. This is Loom. Hi, Loom. Loom really wants to have this suit off, and she gets a real grooming reflex when I scratch on the suit for her. You can see that. Yeah, Toddy says, my cat is in love with my parents' dog. I think that's actually a good point, because cats can be dog people too. We've had a lot of kittens through the Kitten Academy that have loved dogs, both while they were here and afterwards. Of course, we don't have any dogs here right now, but that is still something that we'll definitely do again, and when the time is right. But we just had a lot going on, and time hasn't been right yet, but it will be in due time. What color are Herringbone's eyes? That's a good question. I know he's definitely tends to look like he's still got blue eyes, but I think they're sort of more of a grayish green, depending. But they're definitely unique, a little different than his brothers or sisters. Uh, this camera's not picking them up too well for me right now. Hang on, buddy, let's just take a look. Well, he's not going to show us, is he? I think they are sort of a grayish, greenish color. That's what I would put them at. They're real pretty, though, aren't they? It's good to see these kids wrestling in the tissue pit. Also, in the Crunchyroll, I also switched out our tower for a Crunchyroll orange-colored tower, because why not? And you know what? I've still got some of the Crunchyroll stuff from last year that I thought was really cool that that we sort of bought to decorate the room, like the Banana, which is a great anime that's on their service, by the way. It's about a banana that is a cat, so it's right up our alley. And I don't know how you could get more sort of strange and whimsical than a banana that is a cat. Or is it a cat that is a banana? I'll probably bring that down here anyway to put in the room just for fun sometime this week. Maybe some other stuff too. I'm very excited about it. Oh, that reminds me though, that one thing I've really sort of got to tell all of you is, this Crunchyroll thing is coming up, and if you saw us last year during the Crunchyroll thing, then you kind of have an idea what to expect. We don't do too much different. It's going to be just the same as it always is, except we are going to put a little Crunchyroll branding on the stream for them, because it's the least we could do. So we offered to do that for them like we did last year, and so it will say Yuzu's Cat Cafe, because that's how they branded it last year and this year. Yuzu being their sort of mascot, who is also a cat. See, it all comes together, really. It does all come together. So Yuzu's Cat Cafe, and so you'll see that on the screen if you tune into the Kitten Academy this weekend, and I want you to know why. We're not changing forever. It's not like we're now Yuzu's Cat Cafe, just for the weekend, just for fun. Think of it as cosplay for the stream. That's really what it is, right? Harry, by the way, is over here wrestling with my hand. Hi, bud. Now's a good chance to see your eyes. They do look kind of bluish in this light. I guess they sort of pick up some of the blue from the carpeting because, like I said, I do think they're more sort of grayish. Danielle D. Dory, does KA have any indoor-outdoor cat policy? That's another good question. So we do have an indoor-only cat policy here, and that's, of course, for us. Our cats are indoor only. We'll let them, go out into the cat run. That's what it's for, to make that compromise. And we'll also take them out on a harness and a leash sometimes if it's a cat that would like that. We'll do it once in a while. Sometimes that's a big success for the cat, and sometimes it's not. but never just running loose outside. Now, when we started Kitten Academy, I was really firm on that, being like, how you can't be a responsible cat owner and let your cat outside. You can't be both of those things. And I have to admit, I learned a lot since the time that we started, and from all of you. I've learned so much from all of the people that we have met and interacted with as a result of doing Kitten Academy. And one of the things that I've learned is there's definitely cases where you can be a responsible cat owner and have an outdoor cat. Not every place is like here, and there's definitely room, I think, for both things to exist in the world. That said, it is a policy that cats are only adopted here from Kitten Academy to people that intend to keep them as indoor-only cats. So that is the policy. Our policy of indoor-only cats does carry through to the adoptions, and it's probably Dawes' policy as well. And it's very common for cats that are adopted from shelters here. Of course, like I said, I realize other places in the world it can be very different. There's lots of places where people have lots of cats where there's no natural predators, no great dangers for them outside. Although even in those places, you can make the argument either way. A lot of people believe that cats have a real negative impact on certain other animals, and that the cats can be a problem, and that's a reason to keep them indoor. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely room for both opinions in the world, and definitely places where one makes more sense than the other. So I'm glad you asked. It was educational to me to learn all of that. Well, let's not start. We don't need to have any strong opinions or fights about it. I think that's something I really like about the Kitten Academy community, is that it's so built out of people that are just, I think, sort of reasonable that way. They understand that, the world can be a lot bigger than their backyard, and there's definitely room for a lot of different thoughts on these sorts of things. I do say, though, and I'll say this very clearly, a strong opinion on the fact that a cat run is always a great idea. It's a great compromise. It lets your cat have some, semblance of outdoor time, yet you can keep them safe and keep all the birds and things safe from them. So it works out both ways. And if you've watched the Kitten Academy stream, we've got a bird feeder and a cat run, and we put them right next to each other, so that they get to have all the fun of watching those birds up close, and squirrels, and lots of squirrels. And chipmunks. I saw a chipmunk this morning running around out there. And let's not forget the skunks and the bears. Yes, there was a bear here the other day, a real black bear, a Connecticut black bear. I've heard that they're all around since we moved here 2 years ago. And the whole time I've really wanted to see one, because I'm insufficiently afraid of these things, and I understand that is, you really should be very cautious around a big black bear, but I've never seen one, and so I just don't have that proper level of fear, and of course I wouldn't go near one. I know better than that. I wouldn't get anywhere near it, but I really wanted to see one, and then one was in the backyard. I think it was just a few days ago that we had one in the backyard, and I completely missed seeing it. I did not see it. I saw it the same way that all of you saw it, through the window on the Kitten Academy live stream, where it was very visible. But I did not get to see it in person. I only got to see it the same way everybody else did. Real sad moment for me. Also, the week that we moved in here, we saw a bobcat in our yard, right where the bear was. Obviously not nearly the same time, but yeah, there's bobcats in the area. Bears. Oh, we've had a deer in the yard, of course, many times. We've got a bunny rabbit that's living in the front yard. I see him every day. So lots and lots of fun little animals all around. And the cat run is a good way to let the cats see them, but not necessarily interact directly, which is, it's good for us to avoid that, of course. So, I'll fix the date. Watson Holmes, good nickname, by the way. I will fix the date on the stream afterwards. I must have typoed 2031. Oh well. Yeah, Sandra, some of the birds that are on that bird feeder are really pretty, and there's a whole bunch of birds I've never seen before. We had lots of cardinals back in Illinois, so I'm really used to the cardinals that we see. We had the occasional blue jay back in Illinois, so I'm used to that. But I still have seen, even with the cardinals that we're used to, I've seen some new things. We've got a cardinal that's been around the last few weeks that you might have seen on the stream that is molting, and so his head is all black, and it's a very striking look with his bright red cardinal with his black as night head. Really strange. And then lots of new birds too that I never really saw or noticed back in Illinois. It's been fun. Oh, have squirrels visited the snack table yet? Jim asks, Jim Hendrickson. No, I haven't actually. So, I mean, somebody's eaten a couple kernels off the end, but there hasn't been any major use of it yet. Which is a little disappointing because I even bought an umbrella to make it look really cute. Now, on the other hand, I put it right in the middle of the deck where I'm sure that they're wary of going. So if I move it closer to the bird feeder, it might get more use. Maybe I'll do that. Hi, Loomy Loom. Well, this tissue pit is like going off like gangbusters. Guys. That's all right. They had fun in it already, and we'll bring it back out in a while. I'll take it away after the close-up, and we'll bring it back out and give them another chance to play in it later on. It is just after their playtime, so they're all starting to settle down, as you can see. Everybody's starting to get calm, so that gives us a good chance to go up and see our new mom cat, whose name is Mural. By the way, Argyle here also has had the Crunchyroll orange. He's been sporting that since day one. Well, not day one, since like day 37 or whatever it was when we put the collars on. But I thought of that when we collared him because we already knew that the Crunchyroll thing was going to be coming up. And so I thought the orange was also a real handsome color. Sporting the colors. Hi, what are you looking at? Look how pretty you are. Yeah, this is Chevron, by the way, Chevy with the blue collar. That was some yummy food you just had, huh? The fanciest of feasts. So let's take a minute and go up and see the new mom before we wrap this up. I guess everybody else is starting to fall asleep a bit. Here's our Princess Paisley. Oh, these two are going to start it up. We've got Harry right here. Hi, Harry. In the little princess bed. This thing has gotten way more play than I ever expected. Like the first day I put it out, they didn't really want much to do with it, and since then it's become the #1 toy to run through and knock around the room and sleep in. Big hit. Thanks to Costada for sending this in. And that's just one I happen to remember. Where's Basket Weave, though? I haven't seen him since we stopped playing. Oh, there he is. Look at that. He's gone up here to hang out in the hammock all by himself. Hey, Basket Weave. Oh, he's just passed out. Oh, tired. Real tired, boy? Hi, bud. Let me come around there and give you a little pet. Oh, hang on, though, without stepping on anybody. Hi, bud. How you like that hammock? It's pretty nice, huh? Alright, so that's our little Basket Weave. His collar came off. It's somewhere around the room. Not a big deal. Loom, I know you want to go back out. Look at you sitting at the door and talking about how you want to go out and tilting your head like you do. No, you're too smart, too. Okay, I'm going to slip out the other door because I don't want her to follow me. So let's do that. Let's leave these kids here. We'll pick up the tissue pit after I'm done with this close-up. No, I said I don't want you to follow me. You stay in there for now. There's Maggie out in the cat run. There's Maggie, but I came over here to show you there's the little picnic table that we were talking about earlier with the umbrella. Focus. Well, whatever. There you go. It's got a corn cob on it for the squirrels. All right, let's head upstairs and see our new mom cat Mural. Gotta go the long way around for this. Oh, look at this. I picked up a camera from one of the spare cameras to bring up here and distribute in Mural's room so we could get a better view of her most of the time. So bring that right up with us. A little hand sanitizer on. Oh, look at her. She's already watching us. Was she playing with a spring? Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hang on. Now my hands are hand sanitized. I need to set this camera down for a second. And there you go. Just that hand sanitizer all applied. There we go. Keep squeaking. Tell us some more. What? What are we squeaking about? She is beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful mom cat. I can't wait to see what her kittens look like. So her upper respiratory infection, her cold, she's got a cold, URI, and I mentioned it in the last close-up. It doesn't seem like it's any worse. It doesn't seem like it's any better. It's kind of holding steady right now. It's really, really mild. It's not a big deal. You probably wouldn't even notice it if I hadn't said anything. But I can hear that she is wheezing just a teeny tiny bit. It's all upper airway wheezing, so it's not the scary kind. Just the normal stuffy nose kind. And I should mention, like I said before, the vet had observed that at the vet, so we know that she didn't get it here. On the flip side, I have noticed some of the kittens sneezing the last 24 hours, so it is possible that she brought it here, and maybe the little kittens are going to end up having a little bit of it despite our best efforts. That happens. Again, I don't think it's anything serious, so nothing to worry about there. I see Anna Metallica. How far along is Mural with her kittens? Yes, so if I didn't mention already, our new mom cat's name is Mural. And we don't know exactly how far along she is, but what we do know is when we brought her from the vet, our vet, Dr. Katz, had done an ultrasound and an x-ray, and the kittens were visible on the ultrasound, but they were not visible on the x-ray. And what that means, they become visible on the x-ray in the last 2 weeks of the pregnancy. So what we know is that she's not yet in her last 2 weeks. And that's really all we know. I don't know exactly when they start to become noticeable on the ultrasound. They looked pretty big to me on the ultrasound, although I don't know these things at all. So I would guess probably closer to, only having 2 weeks left than something like, we just got started here. But I don't know. Yeah, Pixie Sherry, that's a good point. She has a real funny squeak right now, and I don't know if that squeak is going to be her regular voice or if it's because of the cold. So we'll find out. And I see Mural is clearly not feral. We've had feral cats don't act like this. You guys all know that this is not a feral cat. But she was sort of part of a cat colony. So was Maggie. And I think she was probably more of a Maggie style, hanging around people like a barn cat. She might have even been at a barn. I have no idea what the location was like. Could have been a barn cat just like Maggie. All I know is that she was basically out there and being taken care of by a human being, that cares for a whole bunch of these cats that are living out there. And that person thought that this one could go and get her spay, because she just had a litter of kittens like 3 or 4 months ago. Thought that'd be a good chance to get her spayed now, but waited just a tiny bit too long because she came in for the spay and it turns out she was already pregnant. And That's how she came to us. And I got a bunch of people who were asking, well, what happens when she's done here? And she's just like any other cat here. She's been transferred to the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. So she is a Dawes cat now. And she will be fixed. She will get her spay. And she will be adopted out with her kittens, just like any of them. She just never gets tired of having affection, and she's gotten a lot bolder about being in her room too. She's still a little shy, but if you remember the first whole day, maybe almost 2 days that she was here, she spent all of her time hiding in her little carrier here, and I don't think she's even been in the carrier once in the last 24 hours. So she's really started to come out, literally, of her little shell, little shell carrier. Which is great to see, and I'm so glad to see her settling in. Also, this morning I opened the door and she went out in the hallway for a few minutes. She really wanted to go out and see what was around. She was, I think, like you would expect, kind of scared about it. She went out and she looked a little bit, and the first chance that she had, she ran back to the door, and I opened it. She ran in, but she did get out and explore a good 10, 15 feet down the hallway. And she saw Ari. When I first opened the door, Ari was coming up the stairs to see, and they saw each other, and she didn't react at all, which is really good news. I think it means that she's probably going to be okay to hang out with the faculty a bit. She just didn't react to Ari at all. Ari, on the other hand, as soon as he saw her, turned tail and ran away hissing, which is a normal sort of Ari thing to do at first. He tends to hiss at all the kittens and the mom cats and run away. So he hissed and ran away, and she just was like, I don't know what that weird gray streak was. So I've also seen her looking at some of the other faculty through the door, and she doesn't have any sort of negative reaction. So again, that gives me a real good feeling about her potential for getting along with the faculty. She's probably got a lot of experience getting along with strange new cats. That would be my guess anyway. I haven't really figured out yet what toys she's going to like. Whether she's not extremely toy motivated. She's extremely affection motivated. But I do think that she's going to end up being playful too once she gets even more comfortable. But right now, if I want to give her a reward, it seems like the thing that she values the most, more than toys and more than food, is just affection. Being petted and groomed and scritched, as you can clearly see. That seems to be the thing that is most valuable to her. Which is good, because it gets plenty of that. Anna, no, I don't know how old Mural is. It's hard to guess, too, and I really haven't had a chance to evaluate that by looking at her teeth. Although I do get the impression that she's, at least a handful of years old. I would guess, 4. Maybe a little younger than that. We'll see. I'll evaluate that based on how playful she ends up being after we get to know her a little better. Yeah, anybody coming in late, rewind to the beginning. You want to see the kittens. That's where all the kittens are at the beginning. And in here, there's a whole bunch of kittens right here in front of the camera. You can't see them because they're inside. But I'm telling you, they're in there, though. There's kittens. You are looking at kittens right now. Just got to switch to X-ray mode. I do think it's the springs that I've seen sort of knocked around the room the most. So maybe the springs are her favorite toy so far. I got the spring in my hand. It's hard to tell if she's looking for attention to the spring. Oh, there we go. Look at that. The first time I've seen her just playing. That's good too. And purring. The air purifier is probably making it so you can't hear any of that, but she is purring. The whole time. She's got a big purr. She's got a big everything. She's a big cat compared to most of the moms that we see. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned yet today, but I've told you guys already. She is a polydactyl, so she's got extra toes. It seems like she's got like one extra toe on each foot, although again, I haven't really had a chance to examine her in a lot of depth yet. Hi, okay, hi. Bess, do you have a good air purifier recommendation for pet fosters? I do not. I don't have a good air purifier recommendation. All I can tell you is that someone early on in the history of Kitten Academy sent us the air purifiers that we use. So we never chose them. It is the Area Max 300. Area Max 300. And we've got two of them now. We bought one for ourselves, and they're still the original. They're going strong. They've been working for years. You just replace the filters, and they do a good job. They do a very fine job. So I can tell you they're nice. I can't tell you if they're the nicest or the best for the price or anything like that. Can't tell you if there's a better one out there. I don't have the slightest idea, but I don't have any complaints about these, except that the filters do cost quite a bit. I think I saw some people asking about the naming conventions for the kittens and how we pick them. All I can tell you is, the Kitten Academy standard is that DJ picks all the names, the mom cats, the themes, the kittens, the whole thing. It's all in her head. And how she does it is a bit of a mystery, although the legend is that she determines the names of the kittens by licking them. You got to lick the kitten to know what its true name is. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll tell you, I think she normally has a few different themes in mind. A few of the different ways that she can go, and then it's after she licks the kittens that she knows which one she's going to have to go with. So we won't find out the theme until after we have kittens. All we know is Mural is Mural. Well, I think that's about it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me for today's close-up, and thank you for all the great questions that I saw and all the great questions I didn't see. I'm sorry, I don't get to watch everything on the chat. I try, but it's a lot to watch and film and try to talk and all the things. And let me say a special just thanks to the folks at Crunchyroll, because they're awesome. If you're tuning in late this weekend, we are participating in the Crunchyroll Virtual Expo. I suggest you Google it online, see if it's something you'd like to attend, and sign up now if you do. And then you will be able to see the Kitten Academy stream there, as well as in the usual place. And if you tune into the Kitten Academy live stream this weekend and you notice it, we've got some Yuzu Cats Cafe logo on the screen. That's why. It's all part of the Crunchyroll experience, which is just for the weekend. So, like I said, we're not rebranding. We're just doing a thing for the weekend. Cosplay. It's a Crunchyroll cosplay for the Kitten Academy. We're cosplaying as Yuzu's Cat Cafe, and I think it'll work out just fine. It's going to be a real good time. I will see all of you in the next close-up, and hopefully see a lot of you this weekend, quote unquote, at the Crunchyroll Expo. Yeah. Such a sweetie, pretty mom. Can't wait to see what your little kittens are going to look like in a couple weeks.